Are you wondering if you might be an empath? In this video, we'll explore 6 key signs that indicate you may possess empathic abilities. From heightened sensitivity and a strong intuition to absorbing emotions and struggling with boundaries, discover the common traits of empaths and learn how to recognize them in yourself. If you've ever felt like you've been deeply affected by emotions of others and have a natural connection to nature and animals, this video is for you. Watch now to uncover whether you're an empath and gain insights into embracing and understanding your unique gifts. This is Stacy with the Spiritual Butterfly Podcast. So stay tuned, my spiritual butterflies, and learn today if you possess these beautiful traits that can be challenges, but also are strengths if you learn how to maneuver these energies wisely, okay? Be sure to subscribe and like my channel. It is new and growing, so I can get these messages out there to more people like you. Okay, so let's dive into the first sign that you may be an empath. Sign one is you have heightened sensitivity. Empaths tend to be highly sensitive individuals who easily pick up on the emotions and energies of others. You may feel overwhelmed in crowded or emotionally charged environments. Have you been feeling really antsy when you're around large gatherings or even family gatherings around the holidays? You start to pick up on everybody's emotions and you start to feel really, really, really just kind of weak and just fragile and anxious and things because you have a highly sensitive aura. You can feel people's emotions very much so. You could feel if someone's in a bad mood. You could feel if they're in a good mood. You're highly sensitive. It's like you're a sponge that absorbs all of these emotions. Being aware of that is important for you to kind of center yourself and protect your energy before you go into these big environments. You want to make sure that you are aware that you're going into emotionally charged environments. And if there's certain people and things like events that make you get a little bit more anxious, maybe it's waiting on a long line to buy a drink at a sporting event or something. Try to avoid that and just have someone else do that. And make sure that you like do a ground and protection spell around yourself. Like imagine yourself in a bubble and no one can come inside of that bubble and keep your energy within you. If someone is making you feel anxious as you're talking to them, move aside and step to the next one. Politely excuse yourself from the conversation. The second key step to knowing that you are an empath is that you have strong intuition. Your intuition is extremely strong. Empaths often possess a strong intuition or gut feeling that guides them in their interactions with others. You may feel a knack for understanding people's emotions and motives without them having to express themselves about it. You just you just know a person with hand in hand with being highly sensitive is like you just know people. You can see through the facade, you can see through the mask. And sometimes it can make you feel as though you are overly judgmental or overly critical, but you just know these people. You know people. You can see the translucentness of it. You can see what they're not showing everyone else. And if they are putting on a mask and a show for everyone, you're very highly in tune to know what is really going on. Your intuition is highly strong. You know when you're supposed to go to a certain place. You know if a certain job will work. You know if going to a particular new location would work out for you. You just know things. And the whole thing with being an empath is knowing your intuition is strong and that is your focal point. That is your North Star, that feeling in your gut. That is your intuition guiding you along the way. Is trusting it is what you must do as an empath. Is trust that intuitive nature of yours. It's a gift. It is a gift. And when you follow it, you can find that your life is a lot more smoother. The third thing is that you are absorbing people's emotions. Empaths have a tendency to absorb the emotions of those around them, sometimes experiencing them as if they were their own. You might find yourself feeling drained or exhausted after being around certain people or situations. So, just like being highly sensitive, you're absorbing people's emotions. Have you ever been in an amazing mood and you get around a family member or a spouse and then they start talking about how bad their day was and how awful it went, and all of a sudden you start absorbing these emotions and you're no longer in a good mood and you're now in that same upset mood as the person that's telling you the story? Or if someone just had some kind of incident happen to them and they feel emotionally upset, and all of a sudden you start taking on those emotions and you don't know where you begin and where you end. Part of being an empath is to be empathetic and be able to feel other people's emotion and be able to relate to them through that. But you also have to learn how to know what your emotions are, what your energies are, and where you begin and where somebody else's end. So therefore, you're not taking on baggage that's not yours. So you have to be careful of the friends that you have, because they can and they do know that you are an empath. They know this about you. They might not know the word for it, but they know whenever they call you, you're there to answer. You're there to listen. You're here to take on all of those emotional baggage that they have, and they're putting it right at your front door. They are storing it all in your closet. And it is up to you to know when it's time to set those proper boundaries. Now, this is going to bring us into the fourth key thing to know if you are an empath is boundary challenges. Picking off of what we said the last time, empaths may struggle with setting boundaries and distinguishing between their own emotions and those of others. You may find it challenging to maintain emotional boundaries, leading to feelings of overwhelm and burnout. You have to learn how to set proper boundaries as an empath. People are well aware that you're going to be there for them when they call you. People are well aware that when they text, you're going to text and reply right away, because you do not like to be the bad guy. You do not like to disappoint. And people are well aware of that. So you're going to attract a lot of people that are going to cross those boundaries. It's important for you to set proper boundaries for people and yourself. No, you don't have to show up for everyone. You have to show up for yourself first, because you cannot help anyone else if you cannot help yourself first. So if you feel as if though people are always reaching out to you and you're always there and saying yes because of the fear of being unliked, then you, my friend, have some issues that you're going to have to overcome through this empathic journey of yours. And your first thing you must learn is to set proper boundaries. It's a challenge. A lot of times, empaths are the person that someone goes to in the family all the time, because they're always there. They know that they can just reach out and this person will always show up. If you're the empathic son or daughter and your mom or your dad calls you for help and you have your own family and issues to deal with, you'll drop everything to go over to help the family first. And now you have to discuss with your spouse why it is that you keep lending your energy or bringing your energy over to them first, and now you're in the middle and you don't know what to do because you don't know how to set those proper boundaries. And it's important for you to do that as an empath. The fifth sign that you're an empath is you have empathic bounding. Empaths form deep emotional connections with others and may be seen as natural caregivers and healers. You may feel a strong urge to help or support those in need, often putting their needs above your own. It's important for you to be needed. It's important for you to be the healer. And this is how you end up bonding with people. Like, this is how they tell you their trauma, you listen to their trauma, and you make sure that you're always going to make them feel better to the detriment of yours. So you may be having a bad day. You may be going over a bunch of things in your head, but you're going to put that to the side because your friend comes along and they need your help. And this is how you bond with people. This is what makes you feel the most at ease. Now, this is not a bad trait if you want to go into the world of healing, if you want to go into the world of being a caregiver and owning it. But make sure that as you are doing this, that you must release the other ties that you have to you. So if you're constantly, like we said before, the boundary challenges, if you're constantly there for your friends and your family, then how can you really make it a career if you are already lending your time and energy 90% out of the time on people that are just expected of you and give you nothing back in return? You are supposed to spread this joy and this care with the world, with the community at large, not just the small people that are around you. Yes, you have a balance and you can do both, but you must make sure that if you're being called to heal, to lead in that spiritual community, that you answer that calling. And if anything is dragging you down and bringing you out of that calling, it is time to release that. Okay. And the sixth final step, and of course, there are many other steps to know if you are key traits to know if you are an empath. These are just the top six that I am sharing with you today. So if you relate with one, two, three, four, or all, then chances are you're definitely an empath. Okay. And the sixth one is nature and animals. Empaths often have a deep connection to nature and animals. They find solace and rejuvenation in natural settings. You may feel a sense of peace and tranquility when you are surrounded by trees, water, and animals. Animals are always coming up to you. Even babies. I'm going to add babies in this because babies seem to love empaths. You just look at a baby and they just have this wide eye, like, and they just give you that stare in your eyes. Like we have old, we have old lives together. We have past lives together. I remember you. We used to be friends. Like babies are the most closest to the spiritual realm, as are animals and nature. If you find yourself vegging out with birds and you just love the way birds are always coming up to you, you're like, oh, it's a red cardinal. Oh, it's a blue jay. It's. You notice nature. It's not just where everyone would just see a blue jay. You know there's a spiritual meaning behind that each time you see it. You know there's a spiritual meaning when you keep seeing a repeated number. You know there's a spiritual meaning when you keep seeing a particular animal in a particular place and time. You keep seeing an owl. You know that you're going to look it up and see what that means because you're connected. You're connected with the animals. You're connected with nature. When you want to unwind and clear your head, a nice hike is what you would love to do. And here's the thing, you like to do it alone. Because as an empath, this is your time to get away. You escape in nature. Nature is there to fill up your cup because whenever you're around, all your other surroundings is draining to you. So these are some of the six key traits of an empath. If you would like to learn more, I have a online school for people going through a spiritual awakening. It's called Spiritual Awakening Academy, and it's going to take you to 4 key steps of a spiritual awakening. Not the process of the awakening, but the things you go through during your awakening process that makes you want to deep dive and learn more. So we take you through manifesting. We take you through understanding universal laws. We take you through energy healing, protecting your energy, and learning 50 crystals that are going to help you with that. And we take you through personal development, self-care, and understanding universal signs and synchronicities. And it's a 21-day meditation challenge on it as well. This is a very in-depth course that's going to help you along your spiritual awakening journey. And as an empath, you really need something like this to learn how to protect your energy, raise your vibration, and set those proper boundaries. And this course that I created is compact into one to help you with all of those things. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be linked below. This is Stacy, or you call me the Spiritual Butterfly, signing off on this podcast. And I see you guys in the next episode.